All right, Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles at Great Millstone that do well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, the hopeful elect and a one-third. And Lords of this lesson will be edifying and exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Baha, Rachakodash. The Wadiyah, Bashem, Yahushai, for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And Lord's will, I want to title it, The Spirit of Division is in the Air, okay? The spirit of a stirring up of the people is definitely in the air now more than ever. I was just watching the Elder Karatazah's video from GMS Vegas sit-downs, just going through a lot of articles, watching a lot of news clippings and posts that are circulating right now centered around Texas. And, this is all prophecy, okay? And what we're witnessing is the beginning stages of major prophecies that's getting ready to come to pass, because the times that we're getting ready to enter into is, people are going to look back and basically wonder how it all happened. But the problem is what they're not witnessing, or shall I say what they're not understanding, is these are all the building blocks that are leading to these major events, okay? And there are major events that are getting ready to take place in Babylon, and it's going to be on a social and political and economic scale, okay? And just want to go into this brief prophecy, okay, which makes me immediately think about 2nd Ezra 15, which a lot of you brothers and sisters are aware of, but we have to remember that there are new brothers and sisters that the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Shai, is waking up in these last days as well, that need to know these prophecies too, okay? Because everything that's happening can be explained biblically and prophetically. This is Isaiah 19 and 2. It says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Now, what you have to understand right here is these Egyptians aren't talking about the literal Egyptians in the time that we were in slavery in Mitzrayim, okay? Because if I'm not mistaken, Egypt is actually a Greek word. So that's not even the real term for this landmass. But Egypt is also synonymous with our bondage. So real quick, let me just explain that, okay? Let's go to Exodus, I believe the 20th chapter. Okay, Egypt is synonymous with bondage. All right, this is Exodus 20 and 2. It says, I am Yahweh Bashem Yahushai thy God, okay, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. So Egypt is synonymous with bondage or captivity. This is why John the Revelator described a great city that had the spirit of Egypt, because the children of Israel, as they were in captivity in the literal Egypt, they were in captivity again with this same bondage in a new landmass that's equated to Egypt, okay? Revelations 11. So if you didn't know, Babylon the Great is also referred to as Egypt, and the Egyptians, the Edomites, who have us in slavery, are now considered the Egyptians in this context, okay? Revelations 11 and 8, and it reads, and their dead bodies, the dead bodies is speaking about us, and their dead bodies shall lie in the street of the great city. Now, what's the great city? The great city is where everybody wants to be, where everybody wants to go, right? Was that TV show Cheers, where everybody knows your name, right? This is where everybody wants to be. This is why there's a border crisis going on right now. These people wouldn't be coming over here if this was a place not to be. This is where it's happening. This is the major mogul. This is the hot spot. This is ground zero. Okay, this is it. This is Babylon the Great. This is this great city. Okay, which spiritually is called Sodom. Okay, and we know that because we see we're in the days of Lot. And Egypt. So it's spiritually Sodom, which also Sodom was destroyed by fire and brimstone, as it's prophesied. Babylon, which the country we're in now, will be destroyed by fire and brimstone. But it's also spiritually Egypt. And why? Because the true children of Yasharallah are in bondage all over again, like we were in literal Egypt, or what we know as Mitzrayim, what you call today Egypt. See? So Egypt is synonymous with bondage. So when you see Egyptian versus Egyptian, you can't literally think that this already happened and there was just a Punic war, or, this is under the time of the Ptolemy Empire. No. This is talking about now. Okay. Esau, Edom is also referred to as the Egyptians, which spiritually is called Sodom and Egypt, where also our Lord was crucified. And the word crucify also going into what? Being crossed out. All right. Yahweh Shai's name was crossed out. His biblical depiction was crossed out. Even his people were crossed out. And this is why in the land of our captivities, it should be told that we are the sons of the living power. You see? So this is all taking place simultaneously. So this is a very beautiful prophecy that we're witnessing taking place, because Yahweh Bashem El Shai has our captors waging war with one another, which ultimately is his spirit. Now let me get that. But when you think about it, let's go to the red horse. When you think about it, Esau, Edom, when he wages war, it's for an advancement of his power and dominion. But what Esau, Edom, doesn't realize is with this war he's waging, while raging, Psalms 2, the heathen shall rage, that this is going to lead ultimately to his demise. Okay, this is not going to lead to a great independence like it did when they declared in 1776, which I would like to go into some history, what started the first Civil War. But at the moment I'm not in front of my computer, but it's just on my spirit to bring this up. So if the Holy Spirit has it, I'll delve further into secular history surrounding the Civil War. But right now it's just on my spirit to address the fact that we're seeing this spirit of division in the air, and we're seeing it amongst our captors. Okay. And this is a very beautiful thing. All right. This is when their first Civil War, they claimed it was over slavery, which it was not. But even within that slavery, that just changed the property of Israel, Yasharallah, from private ownership to state ownership. All right. This is why we're state property. This is why we have documentation to each one of our individual bodies that the government has tabs on. Okay. Which even when you look at the certificate for your birth or your number of social security, that's how you're tracked. So it makes sense as technology grows that next to track you with a number will be the mark. But I don't want to digress off this in particular lesson. But this is Revelation 6:4. It says, and there went out another horse representing power. You ever hear of a vehicle having X amount of horsepower, right? And there went out another horse that was red. Now, why is this horse red? Well, in Genesis 25, it says, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment, because the garments that were used, if I'm not mistaken, is badger skin, and it was dyed red. So when Esau, Edom came out, his blood showed forth through his skin because he lacked skin tone, or what you would call a clean leopard. And it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power, Job 9:24, was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. So one of the biggest ways to take peace from the earth is to take away harmony. And you take harmony away from a landmass by waging war, or what you know as confusion. When you look up the etymology for the word war, it actually goes into confusion. So as this civil war is brewing, what it's going to cause is confusion throughout the landmass, because people are going to wonder, what side are you on? Who are you with? What are your political views? What is your outlook? What is your opinion? What's best for this country? And that's what's dividing Esau, Edom the most. And I'm thinking about Matthew 12 and 26, which Lord's will I gotta grab for this lesson. You have to. But you look back and you watch and see the uprising right now on the political aspects of opinions and rights, and this is why people are divided, which it's all by plan. It's all by prophecy, but it's playing out on man's level by a planned agenda by the elites and the powers that be. Okay? And and take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. See, World War One, World War Two, the French Indian War, the Spanish American War, the Revolutionary War. When you look, the Korean, all these wars that Esau Edom has been in, he's also had Edomite counterparts waging that war as well. Like when you look at the Korean War, well, while Babylon supported South Korea and democracy, you had Magog or Russia supporting North Korea with what you call Comecon. I feel like if I say that word, they're gonna clip it. But let's see, the Korean War. Then you had there's another war, Vietnam War. Okay, the Vietnam War was the same thing. While Esau was supporting the South Vietnam, you had North Vietnam being supported by Russia. So we always see Esau Edom killing one another. So now we're getting ready to see this unfold on a great scale, and it's going to take place in their own backyard. Okay, it's going to take place on Babylon soil. All right, and this is happening, and right now Texas is a major focal point, and you have other states. I believe the governor of Virginia, the governor of Florida, many other states are now standing. Okay, they're standing with the state of Texas, while the federal government is opposing a different plan for that state. So the spirit of division is clearly in the air, and it's happening ground level, it's happening socially, and it's happening politically, and it's only going to increase from here. And it says, and they shall kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And that great sword ultimately came about in the 1940s in the Manhattan Project, which this further proves that this continent is Babylon, because when Babylon dropped their powerful sword, I'll say, in 1945 on Ammon, well, no other country had this power or this ability, and it took 4 years later for Russia to even successfully test their great sword. So that alone shows you the dominance, and the race for dominance has always been in the hand of Babylon since the conception. So now we're in the time where the weak is saying, not only are we strong, but we have caught up to your race of dominion. Okay, and then now, as that's taking place, the political aspect of Babylon is showing itself to be weak, while foreign nations are showing themselves to be strong. So now there's this spirit of patriotism that's being pushed upon the Edomites or the Egyptians here in this land. And now they have the spirit of, we have to stand up and stop this, this system that's not for our betterment if we want to continue to exist. So this is what's taking place. Isaiah 19:2, and I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. So now we understand who the Egyptians are. And I just wanted to go into a couple translations. I wouldn't mind even seeing the commentary, but I know they're not going to have the understanding that we do through the Holy Spirit. So there's not really a point to do so. Excuse me, my phone's been acting a little weird lately. Look, I will stir up the Egyptians against the Egyptians, right? Just like who will rouse up Judah? Who's going to rouse him up? So we're seeing things happen, okay? We're seeing them being stirred up. They're being forced because now they're saying, hey, we have to take over and control what's going on, because the standing government is a laughingstock, and they're not doing so, and they're not here for the betterment of the working class citizens, okay? I will stir up. I will provoke. So they're being provoked. The border is a reason why they're being provoked. There's many examples to show you why the provoking is taking place. I will incite. That's a good one. I will provoke civil strife. There you go. See? I will provoke civil. Look, and I armed Egyptian against Egyptian, and they fought each other, his brother, each against his brother, and each against his neighbor, city against city, and ultimately kingdom against kingdom. And that's what's coming. Okay, that's what's coming. Let's just get real quick Matthew 12 and 26, because this kingdom is divided. So we already know the math equation for when you have a kingdom divided against another kingdom. What does it equal? It can't stand, just like math, right? When you divide something, oh, give me a moment. When you divide something and it cancels itself out, then it's not going to be beneficial. Real quick, Matthew 12 and 26, is it? Yep. This is Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. So desolation is coming as they are uprising to stand and fight for their civil liberty and try to gain justice for all. And I pledge the allegiance. They have no idea that they are going to fight a losing battle, which ultimately the desolation will come in the third woe across this so-called great city. And it's no longer great. It says, to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself should not stand. So you have the house divided when you look at the political aspects, and you should have some knowledge of the political aspect pertaining to Babylon right now, because this is where everything is manifesting itself through legislation in the judicial system, executive orders, things of that nature. So you should be aware what's going on. No, we don't vote, but we are aware of the powers that be. And it says, and if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? So we're witnessing a great fall. So you definitely want to keep your eyes on these prophecies that are building up to be manifest, which manifest means to be made evident or to be caught in the act. So you want to be aware so it's not taking you as a thief and you're scratching your head saying, damn, when did that happen? You should be aware of things in the political aspect, foreign, domestic, or globally, okay, financial, all these things, the key players, who's signing off on this, what laws are they pushing, who's being put against their backs against the walls, and we're seeing it take place right now. So right now, Esau, Edom is completely divided against himself. Esau, Edom, these Egyptians are completely divided against themselves, and you are getting ready to witness a great fall from a great empire. So, Lord's will, you brothers and you few sincere sisters were edified through the Spirit. I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles, a great millstone that do well. Peace and safety to the Lord's elect. With that being said, Shalom.